All right, so today we are doing a very nice upgrade to our truck, our F250. This is the stock XLT interior. It's cool, but I've always wanted leather in a truck, and I bought the complete kit from Katzkin. It's going to replace this as well, and it's a really nice black with two-tone, like a gray, so it should match the door panels really nice, the dash. It's gonna look really great, I think. Never done this before, so definitely a learning experience for me, and we'll see how nice it turns out. Just want to do a pre-install video so we can see what we have before and what it's going to look like after. Right here is the entire kit that we got from Katzkin. These are the headrests. You can see it's the two-tone right there, black and gray. Nice stitching. This is the bottom of the middle jump seat, I believe, in the front. And while we're at it, we're going to go ahead and add heated seat warmers. These seat warmers, they come with a kit. It's a you can buy them individually on eBay. I purchased them. I purchased 5 of them, so I'm going to do the 2 fronts and the 3 on the back. This comes with a relay, all the wiring you need. 2 pieces, one for the back, one for the bottom, and of course it comes with its switch that we'll find a nice place for. I know where I'm going to do it in the front seats. It's going to be on the side, and for the back seats we'll have to figure something out. Something else as far as placement goes. I'm going to start with our back bench and unbolt all these bolts right here. Pull this out. I want to get the back bench done first. I think that'll probably be the easiest one. So in case you didn't notice in my last video, but I added this little pull string right here. A lot of people, when they go to redo their interior, they have to move the seat back and forth until they can get this latch unhooked. But I added this inexpensive, like $12 pull string right here that allows you to unhook it from there, just like you would on the other side. So we have all our pieces laid out here on the concrete. It's a nice sunny day, so they recommend you do this so it will make them a little easier to work with when putting them over the foam. So we're going to start removing the old covers by unzipping them right here. It should be pretty easy to do. So I finally have the back cover of the seat off. It was pretty simple. Just had to kind of maneuver it around the post right here for the headrests, and then also had to take off some of these side plastic pieces in order to get this little hole out. There's another video out there of a guy doing this. He does these super fast. He's really good at it, but he cuts these out. I didn't really want to cut them. I'll see if maybe I can sell these since they're in such good condition. Our truck only has 30,000 miles on it, so it's still in really good condition. So now we're going to move on to installing the new seat cover, the leather seat cover. And if you see these little clips right here, there's going to be these bars that are just going to clip in place. This is what's going to hold it back taut, and so it's not going to be all floppy like a cheap seat cover would look like. Alright, so before we slip on the new leather, this is the heated pad. What we did was we just cut 2 small holes right there where the seat is going to lock into place, where the cover is going to lock into place. So right there and right there. From the other videos we've seen about people installing these, it's okay to trim these or cut those. So it sits nicely right here. And then of course this is the bottom of the back of the seat, so the wire will go down and then connect to the harness. All right, so we have our first leather cover on. We had to make a little cut right here for the headrest post. All you do is just basically do a little score like this and then stretch it one side at a time, and then it'll just kind of seat in there. So this one came out pretty nice right here. Can't tell nothing. And plus, if you messed up a little bit, it would be hidden by the headrest, but that looks pretty good. So these come with a nice little mark right here of where you should cut. I made my cut just a little smaller. This is where the back seat latches into the back of the firewall, but you really don't have to cut that much if you don't want to. And then what I did was, with the excess material, I didn't cut it out. All I did was just tuck it in right here, and it looks fine. All right, now we are moving on to the bottom of the seat. So first thing we got to do is remove this clipping back here. All right, so I have a set of pry tools that work great for it, and this one right here is the one that works good for getting in there and lifting this piece from this piece. All right, so there are these clips right here that you got to take off. I think they call them hog rings, if I'm not mistaken. But you got to make sure that some people just cut these out, and you don't want to cut these. You don't want to break these clips, because that's what you're going to clip in the new seats to, the new covers. So just make sure that using one of these safe pry tools, like I'm using this one for that, and with this flat blade right here, what I do is I just shove it right here where this little orange tab is, and I just pull back on it, and then I slip it under, and I'm able to get this little blue track here out, just like that. And one last clip right here, slip it underneath, and voila, there's that cover. And then we switch over to the other side here. So we're going to do the heat pad for the bottom part, and what we're going to do is, just like we did the backrest, we're going to mark exactly where our clips are right here, and we're going to poke two little holes in this so it'll sit like this inside this channel real nice, and then we can clip in the new cover. So now we're just marking with a pencil exactly where we need to poke holes in this material. And then, now that we have these 4 marks, we're going to cut holes right there, just enough to slip it inside the little clip. And then we will remove this adhesive backing right here. And what this is for is, so once you poke this in here, it's going to stay still on you while you're putting your cover on, and it doesn't move on you. We're going to leave the cable just out the back here so we can connect all our wiring at the same area. All right, so now that we've marked our areas, we're going to go ahead and remove the double-sided tape, which again, what this does is it keeps it from moving on us while we're slipping the new cover on. All right, with our heating pad in place, we're going to go ahead and slip on the new leather cover. And this tape here does a really good job of keeping this seated, except the front here, because the front does not have tape, but it's okay because once you put down the seat, it'll lay down real good. Okay, so we finally pushed all these little tabs down into our clips. It's ready to go. So now we're just going to push this down. Now you want to be careful with this that you don't accidentally mess up the zipper, so just make sure you be careful and fold this in. Just tuck it in slowly. Just like that. Make sure you work this in real nice so you don't have any wrinkles, and you want to go for that factory look. Put your hand in there and then just kind of massage the foam. Like that. Right here in this corner, you want to get all that straightened out. So just put your hand in here. So now that we have everything in place, it's time to zip up our cover. I just kind of rigged up a little tool right here to slip inside the zipper since it's a reverse zipper. And this really works a lot better when you have two people. All the way back. So this is the bottom part of the seat. We already have this on really good. This right here is the handle. That's the one that you pull up on to raise the seat. So all I'm doing is with a razor blade is cutting out exactly at the handle. And then what I'm gonna do with this, again, I'm not gonna cut it out. I'm just gonna tuck it in here real nice. And then I do have to trim a little more so I can go in at an angle with this so it'll stay in there. All right, so now that we've trimmed this, we have to make sure that the material, this felt, goes in between this gray trim and then the actual latch part. So this part will actually tuck into it, making it look just like it did before. Now it's time to reassemble our first seat. All right, so right here, if you feel right here, or if you look right here, those are the car seat anchors. We want to make sure that we have those exposed. We don't really need them anymore, but just in case we ever decide to sell the truck, we do want that to be available for whoever is going to use it. So what we're going to do is just push down on this, and we're going to make a cut with a razor blade right here, right above it, and then also on this side. And then what we'll do is we'll just push this down until it just kind of falls into that hole there. We don't want to do it under it because it's too close to the seam, so we want to do it right here. So with our cut right here, we're just going to go ahead and push down on this, and that seats in there real nice. and exposes that. Same thing on this side. And you want to cut it just a little smaller than the actual hole that you're doing here. Just like that. There you go. Looks good. Finally, we have our headrest right here. Here's a little button right here on the side that releases it to fold down. So in order to do that, we are just going to push on where the button sits, and we're going to cut a very small hole so we can just stretch the material over the button So right here, we just start with this, work all your way around it slowly, and there you go. Looks really good. Button's accessible. And that's it. Now we have one complete seat. So just a little comparison. This is B4. It's a factory interior. Damn, that's dirty. And now this is the new seat. So in the truck, this one actually goes on that side, and then this goes behind the driver. But that looks really, really good. The contrast with that, those colors, the gray on the edge, looks really nice. I think once it sits in the heat for a little bit, this will kind of it'll fill out a little better, and these little wrinkles won't be in there, but after a few times of sitting on it, it should be fine. Alright, so we're gonna move on to the rest of the install. Alright, now we have the warmers on the seat back of the 60 side of the back bench. We have them glued down. The clips are right there. I'm going to go ahead and put the leather cover on now. Okay, this part is now done. Looks really good. Now this is the back of the seat. Right here is where the back of the seat latches to the firewall. So the mark that Katzkin put on here doesn't quite line up as good. So what we're gonna do is just cut one over here a little, where you can see where I marked this for the latch. And right up here, we're gonna make a slit so we can pull the little pull string to release the back. So right here, we've cut out the opening for the latch, and what we're gonna do is just tuck this underneath here, since you're not gonna even see it anyways. And then we're just going to make our little cut here. So here we go. Here's our little pull cord. All right, the second part of our back seat is all done. It's complete. Just a little wrinkly right here, but again, I think this will all stretch out with a little bit of time and some heat sitting in the sun. The trims here around the buttons came out real nice. All I had to do was cut it a little bit and then push it around it. Same with the cuts for right here on the posts. Everything came out real nice. It's all put back together. Now we're gonna throw them back in. So before I reinstall my back seat, I'm gonna go ahead and vacuum all this out. 3 years of dirt and whatnot, so be a good time to vacuum this out. All right, that back bench is completely installed. I must say it looks great. Now we're gonna move on to those front seats. Goodbye, old seats. All right, we have the front passenger seat out, so now it's time to slip a cover on this one. Remove the old material. Pretty cool because it just unzips right here. Very simple. There's lots of little points where this is tethered on, like right here. And there's also some trim clips that hold it in place there. But pretty simple. When you get to the back of the seat, you're gonna have to remove the airbag right here. It's held on by these two 10mm bolts. But this right here, this frame is razor sharp. So just a little tip here, put a piece of duct tape or whatever you have in there, something to cover it, so while you're in there trying to get those bolts out, it doesn't cut you up. All right, this is our seat bottom to the passenger front seat. It's all clipped in already. This front seat is a little tougher than the back ones. Don't know why, but the clips are a little deeper, so have to push a little harder. What works well is we put this scrap piece of 2x4 underneath to give us a support when we're pushing on these clips down here. All right, we have the seat back down already. That one was pretty tough. Now it's time to put the seat bottom on. All right, with the headrest posts cut, we're ready to put the headrests on and reinstall this seat. All right, so here we are moving on to our driver's seat. Got the seat cushion off already. So right here we're disconnecting the side airbag on the driver's seat. We're going to disconnect it from here, and then we are going to slip it outside of this bag that is attached to the upholstery, and all you have to do is just turn it. And once you've turned it, you just simply slide it out. Set it off to the side because you'll need it later. All right, so our driver's seat is complete, looking really nice too. The cool Katzkin logo right there. There's the airbag logo. Got the pocket in the back still. I like it. It looks very factory. All the trim plastics went on just fine. No issues there. I'm happy. So now it's time to continue to the middle jump seat, and that's the final one. Okay, so our final piece is the center console. This has a lot of bolts, a lot of parts that has to be removed. Some bolts right here, 18mm bolts, and then also some Torx bits, or Torx head bolts that have to be removed from here. And they're all different sizes. So there's these two that here that hold the hinge on for the top part. That has to be removed. So this is the seat bottom. We have it off now, and that was really hard to take off, that material. It's on there pretty good. We are not putting a heating pad on this one, so that's just one less step that we have to do. All right, so here's the seat bottom. Finally, we have the leather cover on. We put a little cross here in the right at the bolt hole here, and that is just enough to pop it into place slowly. You don't want to cut it too big. So you just work it around. Just like that. Just remember, this is all going to be hidden with trim plastic, so that's fine. All right, with the seat back done, it's now time to move on to the armrest. This one was really difficult to do. You have to really pull and stretch the corners here, and using a blow dryer on hot, it really helps to stretch this out. And then you'll actually cut a little bit right above that tab, and then that's what locks it in place, keeps the material from coming back. Here's the armrest. We removed the old material. There were some staples throughout here. We removed them with some needle nose pliers. We're going to go back now and place this material on here. We're going to use some of this headliner and carpet adhesive. Spray some on this, actually on the corners of here, on the edges I should say, and then also on this part right here. We're not gonna put any on this foam. We're also going to use a blow dryer on hot to help us with stretching it out, and so these corners will fit nice. Alright, so here is our top cover, our armrest. Here's the armrest. It came out pretty nice. This right here is just a little mark, but I need to just wipe this off. But it came out really nice here on the corners. Sorry, my hands are wet. Corners came out nice. It'll just, I'm gonna let it sit here on the sun, so it'll stretch out or do whatever it needs to, and then opens up fine. Looks nice all the way around the edges. I gotta say, that was pretty time consuming to do that little piece there. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and reassemble this entire middle jump seat so we can get the rest of the interior put back and finish this up. Alright, well finally our center console jump seat is all put together. Alright everybody, so we are finally done with our install. Here is the back seats, just so you can see. Came out really nice. Looks almost factory. I think it looks better than factory, just because of this two-tone on here. That's the back of the seats here. That headrest right there will just need to sit in the sun a little longer. I might pull it off and just let it sit in the sun. But it looks really good in the back there. Show you the front here. Got the nice Katzkin badge right there. Real important when you guys, if you guys decide to do this, make sure that before dealing with your airbags, you disconnect your battery. What's up, baby girl? Are you liking the seats?
Yeah.
And here's what it looks like when it's all down as a center console armrest with a fat stack of Monopoly money. You driving?
Yeah.
Where are you going?
I don't know.
Well, alright everyone, that completes the install of the Katzkin leather kit. It turned out amazing. It was a lot of hard work, but hey, you save yourself a bunch of money. This kit was $600 on eBay, and if you have a dealer install this for you, it could be well into $1,500, maybe even $2,000. So I feel good about learning how to do this. It wasn't easy, but it wasn't hard, so you can do it too. Alright.
Make sure to like and subscribe and turn on your notifications.